Hi, and welcome to the Famous product demo. My name is Miguel, and I'm a PM here at Famous, and I'll be your guide to showing you how to navigate between certain pages, do some light editing, and really get to know Famous. So let's get started. This is our home page, and as you can see in the top left, that is indicated here and here. This left ribbon will be very important because it'll help you get around the tool and navigate through different pages, and I'll dive deeper into that in a second, but let's stick on the home page for now. As you can see, we have start from a template and we have your projects. You can see that here as well. You can click through the different types of templates or view all by clicking here. When you click there, notice on the top left, you move from the home page to the templates page. So if I go back here, I could also click the templates and you would be able to see the templates as well in the view all. So let's try previewing a template. These templates all look pretty cool, but what do they do? If you notice, when I hover over these templates, you will see a preview and an open. Let's go ahead and preview this one here. I like to kind of set up my screen in this way so that when I'm editing, I can see both and I'm just kind of used to it. So do it however you want, but I feel like it's less cluttered. So this is our mobile live preview. This gives you an exact representation of what's inside your phone. If you want to see this on your phone, you could actually click this QR code and you could scan this with your phone's mobile camera. Just hover on top and you'll see a drop down. Will drop down from the top of your browser or from your camera. You can click that and then it'll go ahead and launch this on your phone. I'm just going to go ahead and preview it here so everyone can see what I'm doing. This has a swipe gesture, so I'm swiping up. We have two hotspots here, or we can swipe up. We'll go ahead and click this. And as you can see, there's a really cool animation that brings focus onto this pencil skirt. We can close this and check out the blouse. We now have this summer blouse. That's really awesome. And you could buy that there. You could also swipe up and we can see the other two hotspots as well. So this is a really nice interactive template to really show off a couple products. We'll go ahead and close that. Let's go ahead and preview this one. So this is another cool template. Again, you can just click here and scan this to see it on your phone. And as I hover over here, I see this has a tap gesture and a little indication saying I can click here. So I will click there. We have that amazing interaction that kind of flipped through in that transition. And this is a scroll card, so I can scroll up and down. It has an exit, so I can go back to the home page and now check out the skin page. Really awesome. Let's check out these buy buttons. So what happens if I click this? If I click this, wow, you'll see your Shopify product actually come into the experience. So I can interact with my Shopify inventory by clicking around on here. I can also zero this out and exit this. I can add multiple products from different pages. Let's see, I can go back here, add one here. So now I have multiple products in here and I can check out at any time. And how we're doing this is the Shopify buy button inside of Shopify and then actually bringing that code into Famous. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that in a little bit, but let's keep moving around on the different pages here in Famous. So back to the home page and the templates. You can launch any of the all templates from that specific topic here. We can go ahead and click here and we'll see a bunch of different templates as well. We also have templates that launch inside the desktop and give you a desktop experience, which is really nice and awesome with clear CTAs. We also have my projects. If you click that, you can see all the amazing projects. I obviously test out this tool quite a bit, so we see all the different types of test projects here. You can also set up folders as well. There's also some archive sections, so if you want to delete anything, you can delete it, it'll live there. You can bring it back or you can clear this folder. Pretty cool stuff. Let's go to the left sidebar we talked about a little bit earlier. So we're on the home page. We have the editor. We're going to skip that for now because we're going to be spending a lot of time in that a little bit later. So let's click this Learn tab. This Learn tab or the Learn page gives us guides, quick tips, and tutorials that are really easy to navigate and figure out how to do certain tasks inside of Famous. So let's click the Getting Started guide, which is where everyone should start. This has a really cool 3-minute and 40-second video. I'll skip ahead and kind of just show you a little bit about it. It shows you how to do interactions. It shows you how to do simple text editing, how to edit photos, how to upload your photos. Basically everything I'm doing here in this video in a much more condensed fashion and much more to the point. If we look over here on the left, we also have this lightning bolt that says interactive guides and then open in a new tab. If you click this, you would simply get brought over to our YouTube channel. Now this lightning bolt is pretty interesting because we see it here, and then we saw it on top of the templates. So if I click this, we'll actually get launched into the editor and we'll see an interactive guide on how to use Famous. So this is a step-by-step guide where you can go ahead and learn how to add content, upload your own content, edit text. It's really meant for you to get in there and click around and do stuff and don't worry about breaking anything, because this is meant for you to really learn on. So it's a great resource to check out. We'll go back to the Learn tab here. And you notice I'm using this to navigate around pretty quickly and freely. So back to the Learn guides or the Learn tab. We have quick tips as well. These are awesome because they're a lot shorter and show how to do very focused actions, like using a background, using text, using frames. Super, super simple. We also have tutorials if you want to get a little bit more in-depth and check out how to do very advanced techniques. I recommend kind of staying in the guides for a little bit, moving to quick tips as well, and then maybe jumping into tutorials once you are a little bit more seasoned. We're gonna go back to this homepage. And let's get kind of down to the nitty gritty. Let's start doing some editing. So again, we saw that preview and that open, that lightning bolt indicating that we're going to move into the editor. Let's click that. So now we are in the editor. And just like before when we were previewing a template, one of the amazing features of Famous is that you can see the edits that you're making inside of the canvas, inside of the editor, on your phone or on a live preview in real time. So if you click this QR code, this is a live preview code. So while you're editing, you can actually scan this with your phone and you would be able to go ahead and see the preview that's on here. You'll notice how we put the QR code right there as well, so you can't miss it. You'll hit view and you'll go ahead and see what's on the canvas here. So let's kind of get into the editor, and as I kind of edit around here, you'll be able to see changes on this first screen here. So I like to break up the editor into 5 pieces. You have your left sidebar or left navigation bar. This kind of shows you where you're at. So at first you have devices, you have your mobile, your tablet, and your desktop. Then you have your screens, and we use a drawer system. If you use Figma or Sketch or XD or Photoshop, any tool that has layering systems, you'll be very familiar with this. So if I click, this will expand the start screen. So you can see this is highlighted here. I can click this group. You'll notice that now the indication is on this group that you are selected here. If I open this group, you'll notice that there's a tagline, which is text, and a image that is the logo. So as I click around here, I want to show you a couple other things. So back to the start screen. If I'm selected on the start screen, let's bring our attention over to the right side. And this is your right inspector. So anytime you're selected on an object, you will see the right inspector will have certain type of parameters that you can change, or properties you can change, or filters, and a bunch of different things. So if you're selected on a screen or a card, you can add transitions by simply clicking here, adding a swipe left, swipe right, up, down, tap, all this type of stuff. You could also go to settings. Settings where you can set the screen height, the background, allow scrolling, and responsive on all content. I'm not going to add an interaction because this screen actually already has interactions, and we saw that here. We don't have a swipe, we have a clicking action happening to trigger the transition. So let's check that out. So I'm going to close this drawer. I'm going to open the hair drawer. I'm going to check out the object. So notice we were on the screen. Now we're on a group. This is an object. It says group. It also has the layout, appearance, and effects. We also have animations and links. So we're on a start screen, so we don't have an animation there, but we do have a link. So we've set up this group to be able to be clicked, excuse me, and transition to the hair screen. So if we look here, we have this screen, we have the next one, hair. Hair is obviously the same image here, representing the products here. So we want you to be able to click and land on the hair. We also have set the transition to 3D cube and then change some of the properties of that transition. So let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, that is a 3D cube. If we want to change that, another amazing feature in Famous is that you can do that on the fly while you're designing by simply clicking the transitions, and we can do, let's say, a parallax. You'll notice that there'll be a little bit more settings that pop in here. I'm just going to keep it as is for now. If you want more information on the transitions, please go back to that Learn guide here and check out the interactions and animation guides. So now that we've changed out, let's see that in action. If I click here, you'll see that that transition has changed. We went from the 3D cube like this one to the parallax here. So I really like that. I'm going to keep that. I'm actually going to show you how to do that again on the skin screen or the screen group by clicking here. Again, we were on 3D cube. I'm just going to change that to parallax. Super easy. Now this does parallax as well. Awesome stuff. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the objects and the left sidebar and the right sidebar interactions. So again, we're on groups. Let's go ahead and click on an image. Now we'll notice that this changes to image. We have that indication there as well. There are things that you can do as far as fills. You can fill a container, stretch to fit, and fit inside the container. That will help you as you're trying to make your design look perfect. We also have focal points, so you can go ahead and change that to the middle, left, right, all that kind of stuff. Also layout, appearance, opacity, blend modes, and effects, which is all cool stuff. Now let's go ahead and click this tag. So you notice me clicking on the left sidebar. You can also click around inside the canvas as well. And this is normally how I would actually navigate what I'm clicking on, but I'm trying to be super deliberate in showing you where I'm at. So again, clicking there on the text will bring up text parameters here or properties. You'll notice that I can change the typeface, so I can change it to there. You'll notice that changed here, and also on the live preview, I can go ahead and add it back to what it was. You can change the weight. We can do bold. We can do anything we want here. Standard text editing stuff. We could also change the opacity, all that type of stuff. Again, animations on the start card, we don't have any, but I'll go into that deeper once we move to the hair and or screen card. And this does not have a link because we obviously don't want anyone to click there. We want them clicking on the hair or the skin. So let's check out this video. Now this video is interesting because this is the first time we're going to see an adjustment, and this is an adjustment of color. So if I click this, you'll notice that on here and on here, here being the canvas and here being the live preview, and if you have your phone up, you'll notice that the color goes from black and white because we have saturated -100 to color. So it's that easy to go ahead and add different types of filters to your project. You can play around with this stuff as much as you want all over the place. I'll let you do that on your own, but that's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and change this video. So we like this video, we don't love it. That brings us to another area. So we've gone through the left navigation bar. We've gone through the canvas, how you can click and drag things around. You can click multiple everything. This is really how you interact with your design. But let's go ahead and click that video again. You notice the video has a bunch of Bright Inspector properties you can go ahead and change like we had talked about previously. So 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, now this 4th section. This is interesting because this is our asset bar, and it's how you bring objects or content into Famous. Obviously, if you want to upload something, you can simply click here and you would be able to upload any media you want. There's obviously size constraints, so you don't bring in a super massive video and break your whole entire project because this thing never loads for your user. So best practices, load light images, light videos that will perform well on a mobile website or mobile experience. Anyways, let's get back to changing this. So we see text, photos, we can click here. This menu moves around, so you can go ahead and attach it to the top. You can move it to the side, you can move it wherever you want. This is great for when you're designing. You can go ahead and kind of just move this wherever you want. So let's go ahead and click videos. and you notice there's a search bar here. You can go ahead and search for hair, and we can go through here, and if we have this selected and we click on any of these videos here, it will simply do a replace, and it will hold these settings and the parameters that you've put inside of the right inspector to really hold on to that same look and feel while simply changing out the asset very well or very quickly. This is also all pixels, Unsplash, Pixabay. It is all CC0, so you can use this to your heart's content and make edits to it all you want. Again, super easy just to go ahead and click and see these changes all over the canvas in the mobile live preview. So I'm hitting refresh on those videos just so that they happen a lot faster. I don't really like waiting for them to pop up and propagate. I actually just kind of throw them on there, which is really nice and easy. So that is kind of the asset bar. We can go back through and check out the shapes, icons, frames. We have integrations. This is super interesting, and I'll get onto this on the next screen. You can also add a screen at any time by just clicking that button. I'm going to delete that. And text is the same way. You can go ahead and add text. You can add simple text, or you can add these prefabricated layouts to make your design look really great. Photos, same thing. Backgrounds, same thing. You have a list of backgrounds you can go ahead and add. This will be added straight to the background and kind of cover that color that we had seen over here inside the settings. All right, so let's move on to this next screen. I'm gonna go ahead and close the start screen, and we're gonna check out the hair screen. This is pretty interesting because we have a few different things happening here. We have this little box here, and again, the link, we remember that we saw that here. We notice that we can change that, and we can click back to parallax, super easy. So now we'll click here, exit there, parallax again. We haven't changed this one from 3D cube or this interaction from 3D cube to parallax. If you click there, you'll still get that 3D cube. We can easily change that by, again, start cards there, change the parallax there. So now we've, in a few clicks of the button, actually changed our whole entire look and feel of how these things are flying in. We'll notice on this screen here, there's also a click action there that has a 3D cube. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that again. Footer, link, so simple. Probably getting your mind blown right now because this is so easy to do and takes no development resources for your project to now have a complete new look and feel. Pretty awesome stuff. Let's go ahead and click on here. And we'll notice that this, just like we've seen before, is an image with all the properties you can set here. But what's different about this is that now we're on a second card. So when we click here, we're actually seeing that swipe in or actually kind of slide in with an animation. So let's go ahead and click the animation tab. And this is the first time you'll see this tab being clicked. You'll notice we have an object here and it has a build-in. So when you come into the screen, you will see this swiped over, and that will be a build-in. It also is position-based left to right. You can change this just like we did with the interactions and animations to do whatever you want. I'm just gonna keep it the same because we've kind of done that a bunch of times, but you can simply click that, and then all these properties you can go ahead and change on your own. Let's move deeper into this card because this has a lot of juicy stuff. Again, if I click this group has a whole entire animation, so you can apply it to a group as we saw before, or a simple product or a simple image to do the same things. I'm gonna drill deeper into this group. I did that by holding Command and then clicking, so that's pretty interesting. So you can either click and it'll select the topmost layer. As you can see, it's a group here. Or if I hold Command down and hit click, it will drill into that group to the bottommost layer that you are clicking on top of. So this is our Shopify buy button, and we actually saw how that interacted earlier, but let's see that again. So if I'm on the mobile preview or the live preview here, if I click here, you'll go ahead and see that product gets added to the page. And you can go ahead and interact with your Shopify inventory here. This is all interacting with Shopify. So this button comes in from Shopify. You go ahead and add it by dropping in the code here. So let me show you how to do that. So let's imagine I went on Shopify and I got this code. If you don't know how to do that, Shopify's buy button, you can just click there. They have great documentation on Shopify about how to do that in their own store. But we can go ahead and just pretend like we got that off the store, which is what we got here. So I'll copy that. I'll add a screen. I'll click integrations. And I'll hit the Shopify buy button. So this is how it would pop in. You would then go ahead and paste here. And we notice we now have the same button that we set up in the Shopify store here as well. And then you can go ahead and make this container a lot smaller. So the click area is right there. And it clicks and it kind of just goes straight into that product. I'm going to cancel this out. Yeah, so as you can see, this code here will be different than this code here because these are two separate product buy buttons. So we actually want that because if you're actually on here, we notice that we added two products here. We'll delete one and we'll say we want to buy this whole line. Awesome, we can do the second one. We can close this. You have an indication of your shopping cart here. You can flip to the skin. You can go ahead and buy there. So now we have basically all four products inside here and you could check out, and that will go ahead and launch a checkout window that again works off Shopify's backend. So this is completely secure with your Shopify store and works with your Shopify product and shipping and all that kind of information. So that is pretty interesting there. All right, so we kind of went again to the left sidebar. We went through the canvas, we went through the right inspector, we went through these different assets. You can go deeper into this through the quick tips and the tutorials, or ask the help for any time. Let's move into the most intricate part of our system, and this is again the QR code preview, publishing, and sharing. So we have kind of done the QR code and we've done the preview, which is what we're looking at now. Now we like this project and we're ready to publish it. So if I click this button, there's a red button here that goes ahead and indicates that you have not published. So it shows unpublished. It says NA published, so you haven't done that, and then it has the destination. So you could go ahead and click publish now and it would publish to this domain. It's subdomain of our hosting. Or you can click this edit button and you can add in a, slug if you want, product slug, and then you can click this to see if it's available. If it is, awesome, it goes straight there. If it's not, you'll get a warning sign and it'll just say, it's already taken, please put in something different. So now we have that in there, we like that, we're gonna hit publish. We'll notice this kind of spins for a second and it shows us we are published. This is the time and date, and now this lives on the web under this domain, which is pretty exciting. Let's imagine we are hosting it on Famous and we make a change. So we move this there. We now see a yellow indication up there. And if I click here, you'll see unpublished changes. And we'll need to republish in order to make sure that this new version that we did is now available for everyone to see at this URL. So it's cool because it allows you to kind of do a little bit of staging. I can hit Command Z here, goes back to its place. So, oh no, that was an error, just publish again. Super easy stuff. Now the final piece, the sharing. So we had the publishing. We obviously know you can share it by copying this and sending this wherever you want. We can also do that here by doing the same thing. Or we can now launch a QR code. And you'll notice this QR code looks different. It has a little icon there. And that icon is showing you that it is the actual live QR code versus the preview QR code that does not have that. And this is a ephemeral, it's more meant for a ephemeral QR code. It's more meant for editing, where this QR code is now live until you unpublish this project. Let's say you want to go ahead and have this project on your own domain. You can download the source code of your project. You will see this go ahead and open up. You'll be able to grab this. I'm just gonna throw it there so I can open it. And you can open this and you'll notice you now have a package that has your desktop, mobile, and tablet, as well as some JS, so HTML, and a README doc. This README doc shows you how to go ahead and do this in 6 simple steps. I'm not an engineer, I'm not a designer, and I am able to do this on my own. So I know it looks complicated, but don't fear, follow these steps and you will be able to get this anywhere you want on the internet. for me, miguelhaber.com, or anything like that. So I'll exit out of there, close that, and that kind of concludes our tutorial. Again, if you need any help, please click here or email me at miguel@famous.co, or rewatch this video and we'll be able to help you out. So good luck. I hope you enjoy Famous and you have a great time designing and building and hopefully converting. Have a great day.